Okay, so let's take a look at the first stop, notice, and note signpost on our list. It's called Contrasts and Contradictions. Now, I want to start by coming up with an example that we all know a little something about from Harry Potter. So if you've read the books or seen the movies, you'll be able to follow along. Um, Now, think about Hermione and her character. Okay, now Hermione's this kind of kid who she doesn't always have her homework done, but she likes homework. She craves it. And what's more is she wants the teacher to know she's got her homework done. She knows she's doing a good job. She's the kind of student that we would all kind of groan about if she were in our class because she's always got her hand up. She's always ready to go. She's very enthusiastic about having that kind of work done. So taking that into consideration, what would you think, or if one day Hermione came to class and didn't have her homework done? That would be a contrast. That would be contradictory to her character. We would want to know what's up because that does not really fall into place. That does not align with her character or her personality. Okay? When a character says or does something that's opposite or that contradicts what he or she has been doing all along, this is the author telling us something. This is a contrast or a contradiction to their character. The author is trying to point something out to us. So if that happens, if a character does something or says something that contradicts him or her, we need to stop and ask ourselves a question. We need to ask, why is the character doing that? The author is trying to tell us something there, so we want to ask that question. And when we do, when we come up with the specific answers to that, those answers can help us make a prediction or make an inference about the plot, about the story and where it's going. It might tell us about the conflict or the struggles or the problems that the character is dealing with or that are upcoming. And it might even clue us into the theme or the life lessons that the author wants us to learn about. That's what the contrast and contradiction signpost is all about. And this one shows up very, very frequently in literature, which is why it's the first one we're learning about. So, as you read a text or as you view a movie or something like that, really try to pay attention to contrasts and contradictions. So, when a character says or does something that's the opposite of what we would expect of them, that's a contrast, stop and ask yourself, why is the character doing that? Why would the character act that way? And if you view the next video, I'm going to get into a few examples with a story by Langston Hughes called Thank You, Ma'am. But that's the first contrast and contradiction signpost. When you see one, stop and ask yourself, why is the character doing that? Why would the character act this way?